Vishya Kripa Sindhu Vyevacha Patitara Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavya. Okay. What's that? My feet are fine. They're fine. Attached to my legs, which is where they belong. Okay. All right. Jaya Radha Madhuva Kunda Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunda Bihari Gopi Janabalaba Iri Badadhagate Gopi Janabalaba Iri Badadhagate Pijana Badaba Iri Badada Yasoda Nandana Rajajana Ranjana Yasoda Nandana Rajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachate Yamuna Tira Vanachate Jaya Radhu Madhuva Kunda Bihari Jaya Radha Madhuva Kunda Bihari Gopi Janabalaba Iri Badadhari Gopi Janabalaba Iri Badadhari Sudanandana Brajajana Ranjana Sudanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Manachati Jaya Radha Umarumba Kunya Bihati Jaya Radha Umarumba Kunya Bihati Madhuva Kunjabihari Jai Om Vishnu Pad Paramahansa Paravidikacharya also Tada Satashi Shimad His Divine Grace Abhaya Chalananda Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Anantakoti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shidwaita Gadadha Shivasati Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radhakrishna Gopi Gopinath Shai Makunda Radhakunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Vrindavanam Ki Jai, Maturidam Ki Jai, Jagadasami Ki Jai, Vadavai Ki Jai, Shivantilasi Devi Ki Jai, Samveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Gaur Premananda Hari Hari Bol. All glories the assembled devotees, all glories the assembled devotees, all glories the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So today we are reading from the 10th canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, 62nd chapter, text 12, continuing with this love story of Usha and Aniruddha. Okay, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Manasya Mantri Kumbhandash Chichaleka Cha Tat Sutta Soki Aprichat Sakim Usham Kotuhala Samanvita Vanashamantri Kumbhandash Chitraleka Chatatsuta Sakyapritchat Sakim Ushang Kotuhala Samanvita Manashamantri Kumbhandash Chitraleka Chatatsuta Sakyapritchat Sakim Ushang Kotuhala Samanvita Manashamantri Kumbhandash Chitraleka Chatatsuta Sakyapritchat Sakim Usham Kotuhala Samanvita Okay. I guess that's it. Banasha of Bana. Mantri, the minister. Kumbanda. Kumbanda. A round pot. Anyway, Chitra. That's what it means. Anyway. Chitraleka. Chitraleka. Ja and Tat, his. Suta, daughter. Saki, the girlfriend. Aprichat, she asked. Sakim, her girlfriend. Ucham, Usha. Kotuhala, with curiosity. Samanvita, full. Translation, Banasura had a minister named Kumbanda, whose daughter was Chitraleka. A companion of Usha's, she was filled with curiosity, and thus she inquired from her friend. You can repeat. Banasura had a minister named Kumbanda. The pronunciation is really interesting. It's actually Kumbanda. You know, because you got the D with the dot on it and the N. Kumbanda. You know, whose daughter was Chitraleka, a companion of Usha's. She was filled with curiosity, and thus she inquired from her friend. So there's no purport by the followers of His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, but Srila Jiva Goswami gives a commentary here. The friend asked her friend, this shows their faith in each other. Kumbanda was Bana's minister. Chitraleka was his daughter. The word cha means but, to indicate a different topic. Chitraleka was curious because of Usha's words. So we're going to read several more verses, but I want to comment on this one first. Banasha mantri kumbhandash Chitraleka chatatsuta Sakya prichat sakim husham kutuhala samanvita Somagana timidandasha gananchana shlakaya Chakshur unmeditam yena tasmai shi urave namaha. Here we're finding described the nice relationship that Chitraleka had with Usha, which is like a confidential relationship. There's different types of friends that are described in the Vedic literatures. One is called mitra, which means like an ordinary friend. You know, just someone you meet, an acquaintance. And then the most intimate friend is called a surit, your heart friend. And of course, as we know, Krishna is what? Suridam Sarva Bhutanam, as described 529 in the Bhagavad Gita. Bhaktaram Jakatapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Suridam Sarva Bhutanam Gatva Mam Shantim Richati. Of course, the one who understands that what Bhaktaram Jakatapasam, that Krishna is the enjoyer of all sacrifice and all activities. But ultimately he's Suridam Sarvabhutanam. Then he's the well-wisher, heart well-wisher, Surit. Surit actually means good heart. And when one understands that, Gyatva Mam Shantim, what? Richati, then one actually becomes peaceful. So of course, we do have that relationship with Krishna, but it is important in this particular context to have that sort of relationship with the Vaishnavas too, as we find described by Srila Rupa Goswami in the Upadeshamrita, the Dati Prati Grinatu Guyam Akyati Prichati Bhunkte Bhojate Shaiva. And he says that the Krishna conscious movement is spread by what we call loving exchanges. Not, of course, the love in this world where we try to squeeze out whatever enjoyment we can or whatever facilities we can from our friend, so-called friend, that is mitra again, ordinary friend. But real love means to be concerned with someone, to really care about someone. So in order to care about someone, then the Guyam Akyati Prichati, then everything has to be done in confidence. That means we need confidential friendship relationships. Confidential means just between the two of us, or whatever, between the three of us, if there happens to be three friends. Everybody needs that. So here you find, in this particular context, Chitralekha is a confidential friend with Usha. So Usha's ready to reveal her mind in confidence. And no one else knows what's happening. It's not that Chitralekha is going to go and, what we say, rat. You know, ratting? No one knows what that means. That's an old expression from the 1970s, where you don't keep confidence with someone else. You know, ratting to someone? You know, ratting means someone tells you, you know, I stole the Mahaprasadam. And then you go to the temple president and say that so-and-so Das stole the Mahaprasadam. That's ratting. Because ratting is not prescribed unless it's under certain circumstances. Even in friendship, if your friend is violating his or her relationship with Krishna or the spiritual master, or lying to the spiritual master, or lying to, anyway, the temple authorities, and there's some offenses going on, then you have to rat the person out. Rat it out. Or tell the person. And also, in the professional fields, if one is a psychologist or one is in any position of responsibility, if your person you're advising or who's revealing the mind to you reveals something that could be of danger to themselves or danger to others, then it's your absolute responsibility to rat at that particular point. So here, remember that. Confidentiality is not absolute. It actually has to do with the circumstance. However, we all need confidential friends, and in this particular context here of the story, Chitralekha has no need to rat on what's happening with Usha, because it's their personal relationship, and it's really not her father's business. Although her father is a good father. That's another point we wanted to mention here. That Banasura, of course, he's a Asura, a descendant of Prahlad Maharaj, of course, great-grandson. Prahlad Maharaj. But even though he is an Asura, he's following Vedic principles. He's protecting his daughter. Now, Prabhupada says something very interesting about protecting daughters and ladies, and I wanted to read a quote about that. And this, of course, is from Prabhupada Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 8th chapter, text 5. How it's important that the girls be protected, actually the women be protected too. Prabhupada states in this purport, in the glorious days, or before the advent of the age of Kali, Prabhupada calls those the glorious days. Now these are the inglorious days that we're in right now. Prabhupada says the brahmanas, the cows, the women, the children, and the old men were properly given protection. And Prabhupada talks about the 4 types of persons who were given protection here and elaborates on the protection of the brahmanas maintains the institution of varna and ashram, the most scientific culture for the attainment of spiritual life. So protection of the brahmanas generally means the physical protection and also giving them facility to associate with each other so that they can perform their duties so they don't have any bad association. You keep them away from bad association. Next, Prabhupada says, the protection of cows maintains the most miraculous form of food, that is, milk for maintaining the finer tissues of the brain for understanding higher aims of life. And then Prabhupada says, the protection of women maintains the chastity of society, by which we can get a good generation for peace, tranquility, and progress of life. So this is the point here. So, of course, nowadays there's objections to, protecting women, and Prabhupada speaks quite a bit about this in his books. But the reason for that, there's actually a good reason for that. Not simply that women are less strong physically, but because ladies, women, have a tendency to be sentimental. And sentiment means that you don't consider sometimes the ramifications of a particular course of action. We have a left brain and we have a right brain. And so the right brain, for those who study physiology, the right brain is actually the emotional part of the brain. And the left brain is the logical part. So I'm just physiologically explaining and verifying what Prabhupada said. Between the left brain and the right brain, for the ladies, there's many more interconnections. And that's why for men, very few interconnections. That's why men can be extremely cruel. I mean, ladies can also be cruel too, but you find, most of the abuse of children, things like that, most of the psychopaths means someone who has no empathy for others, are actually men. So, anyway, because the women, their connections, the interconnections are very, very strong. The intelligence, and they can be equally intelligent in certain respects, but the intelligence becomes overwhelmed. You understand? So therefore, the ladies had to be protected, and therefore Banasur was doing the right thing in protecting his daughter, because that's the father's responsibility, it's the husband's responsibility, and it's the son's responsibility later on in life. So very, very important principle. And Prabhupada says, if one does that, one can get good generation, that means good children, for peace, tranquility, and progress of life. And then the final 2 types of protection are children and old men. Prabhupada talks about the protection of children gives the human form of life its best chance to prepare the way of liberty from material bondage. Such protection of children begins from the very day of begetting a child by a purificatory process of Garbhadan Sanskara, the beginning of pure life. That means not exposing the children to undue or materialistic influences that might contaminate their consciousness. Because even if a child is born with good samskaras, the word samskara, of course, means impressions. And even if the parents have had a nice garbhadana samskara at the time of impregnation, still, by association, a good child can become a bad person, just like in the case of Bomasur, and there's many other instances that we've cited before. So protection of children means protect them from wrong influences. So one may say, well, we should expose the children to all sorts of things so they develop immunity. So why don't we expose all our children to also to diseases? You know, bring them into the disease ward, let them be bitten by mosquitoes, the malaria mosquitoes and the dengue mosquitoes, and see if they develop immunity. And probably that would be detrimental to the child's welfare. So anyway, so very important. And finally, this is my favorite one, the protection of the old men gives them a chance to prepare themselves for a better life after death. And Prabhupada said this complete outlook is based on factors leading to successful humanity as against the civilization of polished cats and dogs. The killing of the above-mentioned innocent creatures is totally forbidden because even by insulting them, one loses one's duration of life. So even if you insult children, wow, I got to be more careful, or insult women, or insult animals, or insult old people, or insult Brahmins, Prabhupada said, one loses one's duration of life. Very interesting point. And in the age of Kali, they are not properly protected, and therefore the duration of life of the present generation has shortened considerably. So Prabhupada attributes a lot of the short duration of life to the lack of protection for these different persons. Prabhupada says it's like a cause and effect here. In the age of Kali, they are not properly protected, and therefore means it's cause and effect. The duration of life in the present generation has shortened considerably. Very interesting point by Srila Prabhupada. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that when the women become unchaste for the want of proper protection, they are unwanted children called Varna Sankara. We know that. To insult a chaste woman means to bring about disaster in the duration of life. Another statement, very, very interesting. Prabhupada's corroborating or agreeing with the previous statement Prabhupada made about diminishing the duration of life. To insult a chaste woman means to bring about disaster in the duration of life. Dushashana, Prabhupada gives an example here, a brother of Duryodhana, insulted Draupadi, an ideal chaste lady, and therefore the miscreants died untimely. So Prabhupada is giving the cause and effect here. That the reason these miscreants, the Kurus, died untimely. This untimely is very interesting. Untimely doesn't mean that without the Lord's sanction. It actually means at a young age in Prabhupada's words here. So the miscreants died untimely. These are some of the stringent laws of the Lord mentioned above. Wow. These are stringent laws. Stringent, for those who don't know what it means, it means you can't violate them. And if you do, you're in trouble. There's no allocation. There's no free ride or anything like that. You should not and cannot violate these laws. Otherwise, you will be punished. Very, very interesting. So, getting back to the purport here and the verse, that extremely what Banasura was doing was actually the right thing, protecting his daughter. He wasn't just like a rascal for doing that. Now, he becomes a rascal later on when he attacks Aniruddha. That's another point. But getting angry later on when he sees his daughter with Aniruddha is completely appropriate. Completely appropriate. So, all right, let's go on to the next text here. Just a little background information here. Text 13. Kam tvam brigayase subru kidrishaste manorita hasta graham nate dyapi Rajaputshupalakshaye. Chitraleka said, "Who are you searching for, O fine-browed one? What is this hankering you're feeling? Until now, O princess, I haven't seen any man take your hand in marriage." In other words, she had not seen her with any man other than the family members or the eunuchs that were protecting her. Of course, nowadays it's not very practical. We can't hire a bunch of eunuchs to protect the young girls. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives a very interesting commentary here, as well as the other acharyas. "I do not see your husband, Hastagraham, since you were not married." Jiva Goswami states, Usha said, "Where are you?" Thus Chitraleka asks, "Who are you searching for?" Usha also said, "Oh, my lover." So Usha was referring to her lover when she said, "Where are you?" Not to Chitraleka. "Where are you, my lover? Oh, my lover." Thus Chitraleka says that she has not been married yet, nor has she actually seen any men that could be marriageable candidates. Sanatana Goswami says, "Where are you?" Thus Chitraleka asks, "Who are you searching for, O beautiful woman, Subhru? You are searching for some handsome man. Why do you search?" "I am searching for my lover. I desire to enjoy with him. To this day I have not seen any man take your hand, since you never search for a husband. O princess, you cannot be independent." In other words, you've been protected your whole life. So what's happening here? Again, the whole thing is she's been protected by her father, her family members like this. Very, very important. And then next text. Drishtakaschendra swapne Shaima Kamalalochana Pitavasa Brahadbahur Yoshitam Hridayam Gama. Usha said, "In my dream, I saw a certain man who had a dark blue complexion, lotus eyes, yellow garments, and mighty arms. He was the kind who touches women's hearts." And Jiva Goswami comments, "Though not mentioned, it is understood that he was youthful and thus attractive to women." Sanatana Goswami comments, "He is someone with a human form. The descriptive terms indicate an excellent lover. Though not mentioned, it is understood that he was youthful and thus he was attractive to women." So not much to comment on here. Next text. Tamaham regaye kantam apaya yitva dharam madhu kvapiyata sprihayatim shipvamam rijinarnave. It is that lover I search for. After making me drink the honey of his lips, he has gone elsewhere, and thus he has thrown me, hankering fervently for him, into the ocean of distress. This is really a love story here, isn't it? The ocean of distress. So remember, again, relating to the class I gave before, she's actually been with him. Because here, she's talking about Aniruddha. Aniruddha is Vishnu Tattva. Because she's having this vision, this dream of Aniruddha, then Aniruddha is present in his dream. So she's actually already been associating with Aniruddha. So Jiva Goswami says, he made me drink the honey of his lips. Though my desires were not fulfilled, Prihayotim, he left. Mm-hmm. And again, just to relate what we said before, if we actually think, maybe not in the same way, of course we shouldn't be thinking right now of having Krishna's lips on us or Aniruddha's lips on us, but we think with the same intensity, then we are with Krishna. That's the whole point. We meditate, the same intensity she's manifesting now. Krishna, where are you? Hey Radhe, Brajadevake. Hey Nanda Shuno Kuta. Radharani, Krishna, where are you? Like the 6 Goswamis, they were performing devotional service, running around Govardhan. Hey Radhe, oh Radhe, oh Krishna, where are you? And sometimes it's described they would get a little glimpse of Krishna. And even Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his pastime, sometimes Lord Chaitanya would get these glimpses of Krishna and he would run to be with Krishna. So this is the mood of a pure devotee. So next verse. Chitraleko vacha vyasanam te pakarshami Srilukyam yadivavyate tam anyeshe varamyaste manoharta tam adisha. Chitraleka said, I will remove your distress. If he is found to be anywhere in the 3 worlds, I will bring this future husband of yours who has stolen your heart. Please show me who he is. And the purport by the devotees, the disciples of Prabhupada, interestingly enough, the name Chitraleka indicates a person skilled in the art of drawing or painting. Chitra means excellent or variegated, and Lekha means the art of drawing or painting. Chitraleka, as described in the following verse, will now utilize the talent indicated by her name. And Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur states, I will relieve your distress if he is available, bhavyate, in the 3 worlds. Jiva Goswami states, Chitraleka speaks in the present tense, apakar shami, to indicate that very quickly she will remove Usha's distress. If his picture that I draw can be pointed out by you, I will bring him. Seeing the pictures, point out the person. And of course, this indicates also a very close relationship, that Chitraleka really wants to satisfy her friend, just dedicated to helping her friend in this particular circumstance. So next text. Ityuktva devagandharva siddha charana panagan Vaicha vidyadadhan yakshan manujams cha yatalikat. Saying this, Chitraleka proceeded to draw accurate pictures of various demigods. I guess she was a very fast drawer. Gandharvas, Siddhas, Charanas, Panagas, Daityas, Vidyadharas, Yakshas, and humans. Literally, that means hundreds of pictures or thousands of pictures she was drawing. Because it's not just one Siddha, one Charana, one Panaga, one Daitya, one Vidyadhara, Yaksha, or human. And let's read the commentaries. Jiva Goswami, according to Usha's description, Chitraleka drew other men in order to show her power of omniscience. This is, in other words, she had some indication that it was Aniruddha. And just to instill, actually, this instilled faith in Usha. To show Usha she knew what she was doing. She even drew pictures of yogis, since there are innumerable numbers of powerful entities in the universe. Innumerable means it was a whole giant photographic album. Amazing. Since Sanatana Goswami comments, since Devatas also have 2 arms, she drew pictures of them also. According to Usha's description, Chitraleka drew other men in order to show her power of omniscience. Same thing. This is still faith in Usha. And the rest of that's the same. So text 18 to 19, moving along. Manu Jeshu Chasavrishnin Shuramana Kadundubim Yalikan Rama Krishna Cha Pratyunam Vikshalajata Anirudam Vilikitam Riksho Shavan Mukiriya So Savasaviti Praha Smayamana Mahipate. O king, among the humans, Chitraleka drew pictures of the Vrishnis, including Shurasena, Anakadundubi, Balaram, and Krishna. When Usha saw the picture of Prajuna, she became bashful. And when she saw Aniruddha's picture, she bent her head down in embarrassment. Smiling, she exclaimed, "He's the one! It's him!" Well, purport by the followers of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives us further insight. When Usha saw the picture of Prajuna, she became bashful because she thought, "This is my father-in-law." Then she saw, so she had some inclination of who it was. Then she saw the picture of her lover Aniruddha and cried out in joy. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, let's see, part of that was in the purport. Seeing his son Aniruddha, she repeated twice out of astonishment and joy, "This is he, this is he." It is understood that Usha then wrote the words Aniruddha, the son of Prajuna, above the picture. So Usha knew. It says that Usha, this is not Chitraleka. It is understood that Usha then wrote the words Aniruddha, the son of Prajuna, above the picture. Shoo. Jiva Goswami says, and his commentary is a little longer, and that's all we have time for right now. She particularly drew the Vrishnis among the humans Usha had described as a human, verse 14, because she also mentioned that he was dark in complexion. She drew Prajuna, since he was a great possibility among them. Seeing his picture, Usha was embarrassed because of her nature. Seeing Aniruddha's picture, she bowed her head in more intense shame. There are different degrees of embarrassment involving contraction and expansion of the consciousness and eyes. Shoo. She spoke with choked voice, pra-aha. The skillful drawings of Chitraleka and recognition by Usha are not possible anywhere on earth. You should know this, since you are Lord of the earth, O Parikshit Mahapate. And of course, this is Shukadeva Goswami speaking to Parikshit Maharaj. So any questions or comments? We got about 1 minute left to class. Questions, comments, arguments? It's a love story. Transcendental love story. Because these are two transcendental personalities. Usha's not an ordinary person, and Aniruddha is God. These are the Chaturvyuha expansions. So this is like Krishna, well, not exactly the same as Krishna and Radharani, but like Krishna and Rukmini, Krishna and Satyabhama. This is very, very similar to that. So, yeah. If you're transcendental, you're a romantic relationship only with Krishna, not with, anyway, whatever. So, transcendental. But in this world, people can have romantic relationships between each other and engage that in Krishna consciousness. That's Grahastha life, which is Krishna conscious Grahastha life. We don't want to encourage everybody to be a sannyasi.
Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Taksham Varhavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandar Agom Vidamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasa Sakalen Priya Priti Manti Pasyanti Panti Kayanti Chiram Naganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jala Vigrahasya Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami 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 Govindam Adi Purusham
Namaho Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vinanta Saminitina Mene Namaho Vishnu Padaya Shrimate Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Bachar Nivesesha Shunyavani Pachachari Satarane Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Pramanachananda Jidvaita Gurana Siva Sade Gormakta Vrinda Dana Shri Krishna Chaitanya Brahmanityananda Advaita Gadada Siva Sati Gaurata Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Brahmanityananda Advaita Gadada Siva Sade Gaurata Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya looking nana Rate Jaya looking nana Rate Day, Rane, Diorande. Jai Om Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shidwaita Gadadha Shivasati Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Shri Shri Bhakti Krishna Gopala Shami Kunda Bhakta Govardhan Gita Jaito Darpanamarjanam Baba Mahadvagni Nirapanam Shreya Kairavya Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pradipadam Pradamritaspadanam Sarvatmasnapadam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahudad Nija Sarva Shaktish Tatrapita Nimata Smaranena Kala Etadrashi Tavakripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaiva Mai Drishanihan Nani Nanuraga Trinadapi Sanuchena Turahiva Sahishnuna Amanina Manatena Kirtanida Sadare Adanam Najanam Nasundarim Kavitamba Jagadish Kamaye Mama Janmani Janmani Shre Bhavatad Bhakti Haituki Twaye Ainanda Kinkaram Patitamam Vishve Bhavam Buddha Kripaya Tava Pada Pankaja Sita Duli Sadrasam Vachintaya Nayanam Galudashrudaraya, Vadanam Gadgada Rudya Gira, Pulaka Nichitam Babukada, Tavanama Grane Bhavishyati, Jugayitam Nimishena, Chakshusha Pravishayitam, Shunyayitam Jagat Sarvam, Govinda Vidahena Me, Asli Shiva Pada Padastumam, Adarshanam Armatam Karotuva, Yatavada Pato, Mat Prananata Susevana Puraha. Victory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtanam, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life, of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. O my Lord, congregational chanting of your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names, Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respects to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. O son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other I have fallen to the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me from the ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love, flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up? And when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? O Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so, even if he handles me roughly by his embrace, or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord, unconditionally. Shikshashtika ki jai. So Santosh stressed the deities today, and Krishna looks especially happy.